Oh, okay. Greetings and a very warm welcome to all of you out there. You're joining us right now for Game 2 of the GO4 Company of Heroes 2 Europe Cup number 4 Finals. Without further ado, let me introduce to you, spawning in the west, it's going to be the Soviet forces of Jesulin. And spawning in the east, it's going to be the Wehrmacht forces of RTN Luvnest. Joining me this time is my partner in crime, who hopefully is going to help me rhyme, Stormless. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, you can give me buddy, of all things to rhyme with. Well, yeah, okay. I couldn't quite think of one for buddy then. Yeah, that was so well orchestrated. I swear you're lying to me, and you've done this so many times before. That was way too professional.
Thank you very much. Shucks.
I kind of feel a little outshadowed, but it's cool. Anyway, we're gonna freeze some for that, and I will come up with a rhyme for buddy eventually. Two engineers fighting for this dominant house on the fuel there. Jesulin gets in straight away and manages to force Luvnest to, sorry, I'm trying to say forces his pioneers. You've rattled me, dude. You've rattled me with that amazing intro. I can barely even speak now. I'm so impressed.
I'm gonna stop calling you buddy. Wow, so yeah, we got the Ostripin coming up here as the early opener. 2 squads thereof moving out onto the field. 2 squads of pioneers, actually. So he's built an extra squad of pyos as well. So this seems like Luvnest here is a man with a plan. We're going to have to see what that plan is as he moves forward in this game. For Jesulin, 3 squads of conscripts. Looks like he's reserving tech in for now, so not going to see any tech structures. And let's see here. Yeah, nothing coming on out of the regimental field HQ either, so pretty standard opener here from Jesulin. Going to be just hedging his bets for now.
Yeah. Luvnest, with the Ostripin, he chose the Ostripin doctrine straight away, obviously trying to get as much building control in the center as he can, and probably try and prevent, obviously, if Jesulin does decide to go for Maxims, try and prevent those Maxims from getting to any of those important buildings, and of course utilizing the Ostripin. They're going to be, as you said earlier, they trade very, very well. So also what it's going to do is occupy all of these conscripts into engagements that Luvnest dictates so that he can cap around the map with his double pioneers. I'm guessing that's what the reason for that is. So these Ostripin are going to provide the best distraction for Luvnest to use against Jesulin right now, and it's really down to how is Jesulin going to combat this. I would be really interested to see partisans, you know. They can actually perform really well in this engagement.
Yeah, I just spied that commander down there with a wry little grin. I spied the partisan tactics commander on the roster there for Jesulin. Interesting stuff. If he goes for that, I don't even know what to think. But yeah, it's true what you were saying. These Ostripin are going to look to take loads and loads of fights all around the map and really tax these conscripts. What do you think about Ostripin?
It's partisans! It's partisans! It's partisans! He chose partisans!
Jesulin is going to roll the dice. So here we go, it's partisans, baby. Hold on.
Well, everybody hold on to your hats, because you're about to see a flurry of infantry engagements. Ostripin against partisans, the ultimate of the civilian combats. And it's really, like, this is going to be great. Of course, the partisans, they pop out with the PPSHs. They're going to rip these Ostripin to shreds. Luvnest is going to have something to deal with here. And I get the feeling that Jesulin has partisans in his loadout, possibly because he's got something up his sleeve for combating this build from Luvnest. So let's just see what he has in store.
Yeah, this isn't impulsive. I reckon he's probably been practicing with this. He probably has a few tricks up his sleeve when it comes to these guys. And of course, you know, for now, he's got the radio intercept, so he knows exactly what's coming from Luvnest. He's going to have that forward intel. And as we were saying earlier, at the high level of play, and it's safe to say in the finals of this cup, we're at the high levels of play now. These small things make like a massive difference, so he's going to have that edge.
Well, it's going to be great. I'm waiting for the first squad to pop out. They are available now. We're going to have to watch very, very carefully for this. My guess is that he's actually going to maybe use them as a surprise shock unit. You know, get them out on the retreat path or something like that, or maybe use it for some kind of good decap. You know, obviously they're best used on the first time at least, that really weak retreating squad, which we're yet to see yet. So let's have a look how he uses these.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting. Of course, right now, Luvnest has no idea that partisans is the counter choice. Like, although he does now, with some partisans are going to come out of a building right here in mid. They get the jump on these pioneers, forcing an immediate fallback. They're going to pursue for damage, but the fallback came down in good time there from Luvnest. Damn, he was quick. And the game is up, the jig is up. Jesulin, man, your cards are on the table now. Let's see what Luvnest is going to do about this.
Yeah, well, that's it. Now that the Partisans have been revealed, and of course Luvnest has already picked his commander choice, so there is no chance for any kind of counter to this. Both players playing without any kind of late-game call-in, which is actually really, really nice to see. So we're not going to be relying on those off-map call-ins, the IS-2s, the Tigers, those kind of things. We're going to go straight in with tier play here. That is the only way that this is going to be won. You know, strict tier plays. So I can't wait to see this game. This is going to be really, really nice.
Yeah, this is going to be super sweet as the Life of the Mechanized Company is just now finishing up. And I don't know, could there be a more fitting final? Both players doing something super interesting, a kind of a mismatch of weird tech as we have Ostrupin versus Partisans, which, let's face it, like, how many games have you watched where this has come out? Like, I don't think I've ever seen these two commanders face off, and especially in such capable hands. These Partisans getting the MG42 the hell out of there with a timely grenade, gonna allow these conscripts and themselves to do some capping out here in mid, whilst also Jesulin making a poke in the south, so he's active pretty much everywhere. If he can just send some squads to the north to parry these squads from Luvnest, he's going to be in a great position.
Yeah, he really is, and what better map as well, what better environment to have these kind of units here, you know, the Ostrupin with their, you know, overtaking cover bonuses and things like that against the Partisans who was popping out of buildings everywhere. This is really, really beautiful. But the interesting thing, let's not get too carried away, what are the teching options that are coming up right now? So how many Partisans is Jesulin going to build? We see that Luvnest is building a scout car at the moment, but we do obviously have anti-tank Partisans that can come out fairly soon. That
is unexpected. The tier 1 special rifle command has my head just looping right now. Say what? I would have thought the perfect complement to like Partisans and all this stuff would be a nice rounded package of Maxims and Zis guns, you know, just get your stuff done. But no, we got special rifle command. What?
1 second, I'm just replying to someone in the chat. The alerts for this channel are turned off during ESL. I will read anything that anybody has sent me after this game, so sorry about that, guys.
And we got some Partisans getting some work done up here in north. There's just not enough Axis units here. We've got some conscripts supporting. These Ostrupin going to try and make a desperate last stand in a building, but it will be just that in the face of 12 conscripts. And they're going to be pushed aside, and that is Luvnest's last unit up in the north. Another squad of Ostrupin just now leaving the main to come up there. But he's going to find a stern wall of resistance, and, you know, middle of the map right now. Let's have a looky here. Actually, no, an MG42 in a nice position. These Flamer Pioneers getting some work done, actually. Jesulin making a break in mid. He's also kind of getting worked out. 222 on the field in south. So Jesulin, sorry, Luvnest here throwing some shapes. We'll see if Jesulin's ready for it.
Yeah, there's a scout car trying to contest some Partisans on the right-hand side. In fact, the scout car's left now, but I was just waiting for the anti-tank Partisan to come onto the field then, and they just haven't yet. Great building taken here from Luvnest on the south side. Is probably going to burn this entire squad of Grenadiers if they're not careful, but it looks like they do get out of the line quick enough. Jesulin, you know, comfortably holding fuel on his side, but I don't actually think, considering he's using the Partisans, he's actually enjoying that much map control at the moment. Weird choice, he's going for a sniper as well.
Yeah, I just saw that. What's up with that?
I mean, I don't know.
There's a 222 on the field already. I mean, really? We'll see what happens. We've got a pack gun coming out as well here for Luvnest, who's clearly getting ready to preempt any kind of hit from the choice. Oh,
how amazing! Pioneers running through the mine, anti-tank Partisans run through, and they get the scout car as well with an amazing rocket! It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Trades, buddy, trades. But I think it's safe to say, Jesulin coming out on top on that one. I'll trade a Pioneer squad for a scout car. Oh wait, sorry. That wasn't even a trade, sorry.
No.
Pick up 2 units for free, sweet.
That really was impressive, and here we go, the MG goes down as well. Luvnest has lost 3 units in the space of 1 minute of gameplay in absolutely incredible plays by Jesulin. Suddenly the sniper seems like the best choice in the world to whittle down the spare manpower that Luvnest has left. This could be a huge defeat for Luvnest right now. He needs to come up with something so quickly to get back into this.
Yeah, this is massive, and I love it. We were so skeptical about those snipers, but you kill a squad, you kill a scout car, and then you look at the unit lineups, and now the snipers look set. That looks like a sweet choice. And here they come moving out onto the map. They're going to start busting skulls, and wow. I don't know, I'm psyched. I'm psyched. Jesulin is playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, and do you know what? This is the Jesulin that we have not seen in just, you know, at least this tournament, man. And it's so nice to see Jesulin performing like this again. Those lovely little surprises that we used to get treated to every single time we saw him play. Things like that are just absolutely beautiful to watch, and I hope he doesn't lose his nerve right now after that, but he's got to be feeling pretty good about wiping all of those units off of the current EU champion.
Yeah, and he's pulling further ahead in terms of score. He's got units active across the map. He's, you know the old saying, when you're ahead, get more ahead, and he's doing it. It's really nice.
Well, let's have a look at the teching right now. No tier 3 yet. I wonder what he's going to do, because obviously we know that these players are going to be forced to use all of the tier vehicles. There's no chance of off maps. There's nothing that's going to be able to save them coming in that they, you know, that they can't earn, basically. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, when this comes up. Half track's coming on. Are we going to see another Flamer half track, do you think?
Yeah, I would like to see another Flamer half track, and I honestly can't really see the sense in just having a 251 driving around the field reinforcing. I mean, yeah, that's not the weakest player in the world, and you can put on a lot of pressure with Ostrupin reinforcing, but I don't think, I mean, 3 squads of Ostrupin is not really enough. I think you'd want 4 or more, and also an MG or something to go with that. So, yeah, I reckon we're going to see Flamers. He has the munitions. No, he doesn't have the munitions. Alright, take it back.
Well, he must be using it for the reinforcement in this case then, and I imagine it's that he wants to put his field presence on and reclaim some of these buildings, so it is going to be really helpful. Of course, Ostrupin reinforced so quickly, he's going to be able to win all of these engagements eventually. It really comes down to, though, like, are you going to be prepared to spend all of that manpower, that precious manpower, on reinforcing these Ostrupin? Now again, remember, this can be countered by any kind of MG that Jesulin can bring out. If he can get any kind of suppression, then they are going to go down very, very quickly and not be able to even move. So this could go one of 2 ways, you know, this manpower drain that Luvnest is about to put himself in.
Remember, the MGs aren't an option, so the 251 makes a bit more sense from that point of view, but behind this, as soon as he saw the 251, Jesulin throws down the tank of the battalion command, and I can only assume this is going to be for T70. T70 or S276, they're both going to look sweet, actually. So let's see what the choice is going to be. He's got all the fuel, he's got enough manpower, he can take his pick, pay his money and take his choice, as they say. Oh man, these partisans, they do devastating damage. These pioneers, like, constantly reinforcing, but is it going to be enough? Yeah, no, they are going to stay in the fight.
Well, this is absolutely crazy. Double fuel for Jesulin at the moment. A quick tech up into tier 3. I wonder if he's going to go for the tier 4 or whether he's going to leave it as he is. Anti-tank partisans pop out. They might be looking to get some kind of hit on the half-track there, but the half-track is going to retreat out of that engagement indeed. But also nearly the triple cap. You can see Luvnest so ardently camping out on the center VP, trying to make sure that he does not lose that 1 VP that's going to carry him into the late game. And you can see how much difference this half-track is making, you know. The manpower bleed is real, however, he is keeping such a presence on the mid that Jesulin is constantly forced to bring out partisans all over the place.
Yeah, I kind of think, like, this plan with the 251 and the constant reinforces, right, even if it works, right, and he's able to hold on to this point, Jesulin has enough resources to constantly pressure it and stop Luvnest from moving out to anywhere else, which means that Luvnest is just falling behind. The gap in score, now over 100 tickets right now, and only getting bigger, so although Luvnest is making a really good fight of it here in mid, this is kind of still working for Jesulin, and we see some conscripts making a run by just now. I think they were thinking of going for a Molotov on that Zis, but they're going to get shot down beforehand. In fact, Molotovs haven't been purchased, so actually I don't know what they were doing.
The interesting thing is that Luvnest isn't actually bleeding that hard. He's only got a couple of squads down, but what those squads are doing is absolutely insane. It's really Jesulin who is manpower drained because, of course, as we know, he's got so many squads of partisans on the field right now. However, this T70 may begin to change things. Look at that winter camo, beautiful on Semosky, actually. Nice to see a camo that actually fits in this game for a change.
Yep, absolutely. Always good to see a commander with a good sense of fashion here, and Jesulin is nothing if not that. And here comes the T70. It's going to rock on up into mid, and you can get a lot of damage done pretty quickly here. Is he going to go after the 251? That seems to be the best target. And he's even got eyes. These engineers going to spot this pack gun, so he knows where the AT is. Can play the T70 round it. It looks like he's going to play it all the way around. That T70 coming right down to the south, and it's going to uppercut. It looks like coming in from the south here.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, he's been using the spy network a hell of a lot as well to see where everything is, using it as a basis for calling up partisans to different places. Like, he's playing it very, very strategically, which is nice. Putting pressure on the AT gun, but of course it is going to be able to reinforce on the spot with the half track. Panzer Grenadiers coming out now as well. There is enough munitions for Panzer Shreks. So this could be, you know, a problem for Jesulin if he is going to go and stay into tier 3 for a lot. But Luvnest is actually doing really well to combat this. It's actually surprising. You know, Jesulin being forced to blob now through the center of the map, and he's not making any ground.
Yeah, and this 251 half track being used in reinforce mode is totally keeping the pressure on. This is like super typical play. Takes a hit from a Shrek there. He's going to need to do something about these anti-tank partisans. They're reloading the Shrek right now. If he gets a second hit, that T-70 could just swoop in for the kill. It's waiting. It's waiting. One more hit now needed. The 251 is going to back on up. This T-70 actually just kind of being inactive. Okay, now the engine stirs. It's going to come on in now. Going to look to get behind that pack gun. That's a nice choice. And actually, you know what? If he gets behind the pack gun, it can get the 251 as well. Although he doesn't see the 251, so he's not going to dive. Oh,
that's a really great push, though. He could dive there. The AT gun actually goes down. Flamer drop there is recruited by the Ostrupen, but great pickup with the T-70 going in to get the AT gun there. Again, just superior map play from Jesulin at the moment, and Luvnest is really struggling, but again holding such a good spearhead on the center of the map. You know, there's nothing really that Jesulin's got that's too strong at countering this. We're going to see a second T-70 in as well, which is going to be really, really hard hitting for Luvnest.
Yeah, I like this choice a lot. The T-70's out there doing good work. Luvnest is pretty flustered. He's got the one pack gun, which he's desperately defending. He's got the wounded 251, which he's desperately defending. One T-70 is almost enough to break this. I think with two coming in from two different angles, there's just no way.
Well, just remember that he has got the AT gun. He has got double Shreks as well. So it's only going to be a combination of Shreks and AT gun before he can win this. But as you'll notice, the engineers sitting on this house on the right-hand side have been providing sight for everything that Luvnest brings onto the field. So Jesulin is well aware that these units exist.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's been no back-teching to the infantry company, so these Ostrupen do not have access to Fausts, and that is super relevant when you've got T-70s driving all over the place.
T-70 doing a little bit of Tokyo Drift there in the center. Just a little bit of a slide then, which was really, really cool across the mud.
Nitrous boost, man, that's what it's all about. But yeah, let's see now. I mean, like, I don't know, the score gap is like still increasing, and Jesulin's plan here to just pin Luvnest down and make him fight for his life here in mid is going really well, and I feel like this is just a win-win situation from Jesulin. If Luvnest holds, he's committing all his resources here, and Jesulin is winning on victory points, and if Luvnest doesn't hold, then Jesulin has broken him and taken the third point. So it is totally on Jesulin to make something happen, but his forces being harried. There's partisans popping out of every single angle here. The Panzer Grenadiers getting caught in negative cover. The T-70 rolls in, takes a few hits actually. The pack gun gets a nice shot in, and one of the T-70s could well be forfeit. Pretty wounded here. But the partisans on top of it, and the final shell comes down. And with that, wow, Luvnest has seen enough, and we're going to a game 3.
Wow, that was a crazy play by Jesulin there. Absolutely amazing. Just a beautiful end to that game. Two T-70s go in. It was such a clenching moment when the AT gun could have taken a final shot at the T-70, but a wipe on the Panzer Grenadiers, a wipe on the AT gun at the very last minute clinches the game. And of course, too much for Luvnest. Luvnest will throw in the towel then. Crazy game.
Absolutely crazy. If you'd have asked me what we'd see in the finals of this tournament, and indeed the first one that I've ever cast, the last thing I would have said would have been Luvnest versus Jesulin, Partisan versus Ostrupen, or like no, absolutely not. This is like I've never seen this. I've never seen it in ladder. I've never done it for a laugh. Like, this is crazy, and Jesulin pulled it out and made it work. Like, my mind is spinning right now.
That is really, really.